Hey, welcome back to Rob's Garage Woodworking. Today, we're at the back of the Handyman Special House, and this is the deck that we built this spring. And we had to remove the old deck and then dig down around the foundation. I put a DMX foundation wrap around it. And then before we built the new deck, I had to fix some of the wall where it was leaking into the house and stuff like that. So it was a big job, but I'll just pick up the camera, I'll take you around and show you what we did. Alright, so let's get a better view of the deck here. So this is the deck and the fence. And we've got the pergola style gate topper gates here. And then the hard part about this fence was that there's this gas line that runs down. So it runs to my barbecue here, and it runs along the top of the fence all the way to the house. So apparently that's within code. I thought it was against code first, but I was wrong. And anyway, we had to take down the old fence, support the pipe, and build the new fence underneath it right up to the right height for the pipe. So that was tricky. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck here, I built these lattice frames and then screwed them right to the deck. And I have to put obviously some dirt around the bottom, and around this area there was a pond here before. We got to clean that up and then fill that with dirt. Here's the steps. Had to put back covers on the steps because they looked ugly when they were open. This is the rest of the deck. I'll walk over here. That's the doggy door. So here's a view of the whole deck, and then the fence to the shop. Over here's our pool, which is winter time, so there's already ice on it. So that's another project to do this fence sometime. I'd like to remove this fence and do something nicer. Then over here we've got kind of a privacy fence between our neighbors. That's our neighbor's house. They're quite a distance away, but the dog barks at them, so it's good to cover this up so she doesn't bark at them. We just got some of the patio stuff just sitting here. And on these fence posts, because there's no pipe, I put caps on them. And then back here, you can see the fence from the other side and our back gate. And this gate is wider, so I can fit the riding lawnmower through. And also it has the pergola topper as well. So this is on the deck, looking around. And we have an umbrella stand here that I screwed into the deck. Obviously it's cold out, so the umbrella's gone. These things here, these are neat. Instead of having screws sticking out, it's just kind of a nicer detail. They don't quite fit the 2x4s properly. It would have been nicer if they were the full 2x4 length, but they're not. But it still looks better than having all the screws kind of stuck in from the sides. Then I just have a 2x4 top rail. So I had to remove all the siding from this area. From here, at the end of the railing, that wall, just past the meter base, where the seam is that you could probably see, and that was all rotted, the wall. So there's holes all the way around the bottom here, and the framing was rotted, so I had to replace the framing, the sheeting, and put in new Tyvek and reinstall the siding. So anyway, the deck here is 14 feet deep by 21 across, and we had to put the cement piers and everything in. There was nothing there. Anyway, so that's basically it. That's what I've been up to. It takes a long time. You have to tear down, you have to dig, you have to do the waterproofing. So many things, right? It's really time consuming, plus working and doing stuff with the kids in the summer. So it was it was a long haul, but it was all done, and we got to enjoy the deck for over half the summer. It was great. So here's the work in progress. We started removing the deck and found lots of crap underneath it. Some cinder blocks that were part of an old chimney, and lots of rot. You could see some of the joists were broken. And that's the main beam there. See how rotted that is? There's the cinder blocks there. That's the main beam, and see how they're held up by some axle stands. There's a good shot of the axle stand there, spacer on it. And then of course in the corner, that's where we found all the rot. So that was actually, water was leaking into the house in that corner, and we couldn't figure out where the water was coming from. So we had to clean all that up, remove everything, remove the siding, the sheeting, the insulation, remove all the framing, the sill plate, put new sill plates down, make sure there's a sill plate gasket, and then start from there and then frame it. And after we reframed it, we sistered them up. We used PL Premium and screws, finished insulating, started putting then we had to add the sheeting and some more flashing, some house wrap, and then once that was done we could redo the siding. And there's one of the posts that was left, and we removed that with car jacks, and then started digging around the foundation so we could waterproof. Made sure everything was good, and then added DMX foundation wrap. And it was hot that day, even the dog thought so. And there's all our wood for the deck and fence, and 50 bags of concrete, and a little bit of hardware. So we started digging the post holes and also the holes for the piers, and started putting all the posts in, and got working on the deck, or sorry, on the fence. And the fence had to be started because the deck was going to be up against it. So we started that, and then all the deck framing, and started with the deck boards. Then we added the railings, started with the posts. Then we finished up with the deck boards, finished up with the posts. And then it was on to the stairs. And doing stair stringers, that was new. That was difficult. And then the railings, the stair railings, finished off the deck railing. And then the spindles. And we used a spacer because that makes everything even. And then if you pre-drill and pre-screw everything, it makes assembly really easy. And there we are, the finished product. The deck is done, the fence is done, and just tidying up the last couple of bits there. And the stairs are finished. And that's it.